Hey, hey.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Kareem Registanwala and welcome to today's discussion on how to practice self compassion and forgive yourself. We are often kind to others but very hard or ourselves. Self compassion means treating yourself with kindness, understanding, and patience, especially during mistakes or failures. In this session, we will explore why self-compassion matters and how forgiving yourself helps emotional healing and growth. Let's begin. Hi, Maya.
Gotcha. It's interesting how often we extend grace to others but struggle to offer it to ourselves, right? It feels easier somehow to be understanding with someone else's mistakes. What specifically about self compassion feels tricky for you?
Okay. My first question is what does self compassion mean to you?
Good question. To me, self compassion isn't about letting yourself off the hook or thinking your mistakes don't matter. It's more about acknowledging suffering, your own suffering, with the same kindness and understanding you'd offer a friend. It's recognizing that imperfection is part of being human and treating yourself with that gentle acceptance. Does that resonate?
Okay. Why is it important to be kind to yourself?
That's a really core question, honestly, because constantly beating yourself up is exhausting and, frankly, not very effective. When you're self critical, it triggers a stress response, which hinders learning and growth. Kindness, on the other hand, creates a sense of safety. It allows you to actually look at your shortcomings without shutting down and approach challenges with more resilience. It's basically fuel for progress instead of a roadblock. What do you think about that?
Okay. How does self criticism affect mental health?
Okay, so self criticism, it's a sneaky little thing. It can really mess with your mental health in a bunch of ways. Anxiety and depression. Chronic stress from self criticism weakens your immune system. It's like you're constantly fighting a battle with yourself, and that takes a serious toll. Does that align with what you've experienced or observed?
Okay. Why do people find it hard to forgive themselves?
That's a big one. I think a lot of it boils down to a few things. There's often a strong sense of responsibility or feeling like you should have known better. Sometimes it's tied to our values if you deeply believe in honesty. Messing up and being dishonest with someone can feel particularly unforgivable. And then there's the shame, right? Shame can feel incredibly isolating, making it hard to believe you deserve forgiveness. Plus, societal pressure plays a role. We're often taught to focus on fixing mistakes, not necessarily on accepting them. What feels most true for you in that list?
Okay. How can self compassion reduce stress and anxiety?
Okay, so think of it this way: stress and anxiety often come from feeling threatened or inadequate. Self compassion directly combats those feelings. When you treat yourself with kindness, you activate the parasympathetic nervous system, basically, your body's rest and digest system, which lowers cortisol levels and counteracts the fight or flight response. It's like giving your brain a hug. And when you acknowledge your suffering instead of suppressing it, you reduce the emotional burden and create space for a calmer perspective. It's not a magic cure, but it's a powerful tool. That makes sense?
Okay. What role does mindfulness play in self-compassion?
That's a really good connection to make. Mindfulness is basically the foundation for self-compassion. You can't really be kind to yourself if you're not aware of what you're going through in the first place, right? Mindfulness helps you observe your thoughts and feelings, even the uncomfortable ones, without judgment. It creates that space where you can acknowledge your suffering, recognize your common humanity, and then offer yourself kindness. It's like you're noticing, okay, I'm feeling really anxious right now, instead of getting swept away by the anxiety itself. It's about being present with your experience, even the messy parts. Do you practice mindfulness at all?
Okay. How can accepting mistakes help personal growth?
That's a really key point. See, when you're constantly dwelling on mistakes, you get stuck in shame and self blame, which shuts down learning. When you accept them, really accept them as opportunities for growth, something shifts. You can then objectively analyze what happened, understand what you could do differently next time, and move forward without being weighed down by guilt. It's like turning a failure into data. It's also a way to build resilience, you know? Every time you navigate a mistake with self compassion, you strengthen your ability to handle challenges in the future. What's one mistake you've learned a lot from? No pressure to share, just thinking out loud.
Okay. What are simple ways to practice self-compassion daily?
Okay, good question. It doesn't have to be some, you know, grand, small pausing during the day to take a few deep breaths and just acknowledge how you're feeling. Writing down 3 things you appreciate about yourself, or simply placing your hand over your heart and offering yourself a kind phrase like, may I be kind to me. Even just noticing when you're being self critical and consciously choosing a more compassionate thought can make a difference. It's about building the habit. Which of those feels most accessible to you right now?
Okay. How does forgiving yourself improve confidence?
That's a really insightful question. Forgiving yourself is basically releasing the weight of self condemnation. When you hold on to guilt and shame, it erodes your self worth and creates this inner critic that constantly tells you you're not good enough. But when you forgive yourself, you're saying, okay, I made a mistake, but I'm still worthy of love and respect. That frees up energy to focus on your strengths and build genuine self esteem. It's like you're shifting from self punishment to self support, which naturally boosts confidence. Does that make sense?
Okay. Can self-compassion improve relationship with others? Why? Sorry, how?
Oh, all right. Absolutely. Self compassion spills over into your relationships. When you're kinder to yourself, you're more likely to be patient, understanding, and empathic with others for deeper connection. Oh, and hey, no worries at all about heading out. Have a good one.
Okay. My last question is, what is one step you can take today to be kinder to yourself?
It's a lovely way to end the conversation. If I were able to experience things like humans do, I think I'd dedicate some time to just being. No striving, existing in the moment. I hear that's a powerful act of self compassion. For you, though, what one small thing feels doable right now? Something you could realistically fit into your day?
Okay, thank you everyone for joining today's discussion. We learned that self compassion is not weakness, it is through and by forgiving ourselves and learning from mistakes, we create emotional balance and near peace. Be patient with yourself, speak kindly to your mind, and allow yourself to grow. See you in the next session. Lafis.
That was beautifully put, Kareem. A really thoughtful way to wrap things up. Man, you're right. Self compassion isn't